It means a lot to me to be a woman in rugby. I always grew up watching my dad play, and it's just been a dream of mine since I was little.
My dad started doing rugby and then I've just kind of did it when I was younger, and I just enjoyed it.
It's just entertaining, watching women do a male-based sport.
Since working here, being here over 11 years, I've never really felt that I am a female worker. I've just felt the same as everybody else.
When I was growing up as a woman in sport, I looked up mainly to my brothers and my dad. There weren't many female Rugby League athletes around, so they kind of inspired me to start when I was younger.
I think there's a perception that sport is male-dominated, but my journey has always been very heavily female-led. I've had female bosses prior to arriving here, and it's just great to be part of.
My favourite memory associated with rugby would be going to the grand finals with my dad and my brothers, or we used to support Leeds Rhinos, we still do, don't get to many games now, but obviously back then they were amazing. They got through so many finals and the massive crowds and the atmosphere.
I think it's fun because you can play as a team, you can make good friendships, and you can just have a good time.
I think it's just being with your mates and trying to score tries and trying to win.
I think the biggest barrier driving the visibility of women's rugby is the underfunding, and not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people come to watch the games.
I think the biggest barrier for women's rugby at the minute is the funding behind it. We don't get much to put into it, so you're not really going to get much back out of it. The girls who are here obviously just volunteer the time, so it's just extras.
I think male athletes can drive more visibility towards women's rugby by starting off to come watch the games sometimes, and then maybe promote it on their social media for their club as well.
So the advice I'd give any young girl starting out in rugby is just to carry on, try and keep the continuity from going from when you're little all the way up to obviously up in age. I didn't have that option when I was younger. There weren't many girls teams, so I kind of stopped for a fair few years, but if you can kind of carry on, obviously you'll kind of get to where you want to be.
I see women's rugby in 10 years being one of the biggest sports in the world. To be honest, if we get the right funding and everything right, we can get it up there.
The board now consists of males, that I believe has done for a few years, and then they invited me on board. I think because of the work that's been done in the foundation and the volunteering. I'm very, very proud to be there.
My favourite memory associated with rugby was starting off last year, Wakefield Trinity Ladies, with all my coaches and meeting brand new people.
It means quite a lot to me to be part of the women's rugby at Wakefield Trinity. Just obviously people look up to it, and obviously if I can inspire other young girls to carry on and keep doing it, then we're winning, aren't we? Hopefully in 10 years from now, women's rugby will be pushing to be equal to the men's if we can get enough funding behind it.
I'd advise never to give up. Just if you feel like something's gone wrong, work on it and don't give up on what you want to do.